Now, we are all about celebrating some pretty tough women on this show, and our first guest is certainly one of them, after dedicating a decade of her life fighting for justice for abuse victims. She truly is a hero. Please welcome Maggie Oliver.
Hi.
I've just seen there, I mean, you've said these apologies don't go far enough, and we really want to get into that. But nonetheless, it was Tuesday this happened. It was a significant event, wasn't it? I mean, tell us, and you were there, what happened?
Yeah, a massive day, Kay. For the girls, but for me too. But to sit there in that room, first time I've ever met a chief constable in all these 10 years.
Really?
He's a new chief constable. And to sit with Amber and Ruby, who they've become like my own daughters. So 10 years is a long time. And to sit there in that room with those girls, particularly with Amber, because I've travelled this very much alongside her, to sit there and watch the light come up in her eyes when she, for the first time, sat there and read a letter saying, you were a victim, you were failed, we should not have treated you like this, was really emotional. Really, really emotional, because it's been a long journey. And I've seen that child. She's a young woman now.
How old is she now?
27 or something.
Wow.
27. But to see her, you know, nearly lose her children because she'd been portrayed as a madam when she was 14 and 15 years old. And to know that I had been saying this for 10 years, the first chief constable that I went to in desperation saying, do you know what you're doing to these children? You know, he fobbed me off, ignored the children, and allowed this to happen for 10 years. And every single step of that journey, we have had to fight tooth and nail. You know, I've gone through 2 sets of lawyers to get this apology. We've got a police force that's gone into special measures. They've failed at least 80,000 other victims. That's why they went into special measures. But to sit there on Tuesday, it was really emotional, and that is the human consequence of what they've done.
We've got the statement here from Chief Constable Stephen Watson. It says, it's a matter of profound personal regret that the childhoods of these victims were so cruelly impacted by the dreadful experiences they endured. Greater Manchester Police could and should have done much more to protect them. What did he say to you, Maggie, though? Because your life's been turned upside down.
I asked him where was my apology letter.
Did you?
I did.
I love you.
I said, where's my apology?
Yeah.
He didn't answer me. But
like you hadn't said anything?
Yeah,
just ignored it?
He didn't. But we did actually have a really constructive conversation, you know, because I've started the Maggie Oliver Foundation and we are being approached every day. Yesterday, 60 survivors alone came to us.
Wow.
This is not a problem that's gone away. But my admiration for these 3 girls is that they have allowed their pain and their individual trauma to be discussed throughout the whole country.
Yeah.
You know, they have... I mean, you think of Amber, she has been demonised as a madam, as a criminal, as a child who wasn't worth prosecuting dozens of men who raped her. Her apology said, we have now formally recorded all these crimes against you. So it's been a battle, but we went on to say that, you know, things haven't really changed.
It's still happening.
Oh, massively. This has not gone away. This is why I'm grey under all this blonde bleach. But, you know, we went on to say that at the foundation, we are there to help the police to learn to do this better. And if they want to really improve, don't leave it at an apology. Those girls have been at the forefront of trying to change things for victims throughout the country, as I have been. I have driven this, but now is the start of the changes. It's not the end of a journey, it's the beginning.
What's been the impact on your life, though, Maggie?
And your family as well.
Yeah, it's been traumatic. I mean, my life has changed forever. You know, I was quite happy and I loved my job. I was good at what I did. That's why Operation Span asked me to go and gain the trust of these children. They didn't come to us. We went to them and I asked them to trust me. And then the rug was pulled from under me and from under those girls. And for 18 months, I tried to be heard within the job. But my last day at work, I ended up unconscious on the floor because I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't make sense of, you know...
the justice.
Yeah, you know, we'd begged and pleaded with these children. I'd stood with Amber while she identified 11 men who had raped her repeatedly. You know, she'd sat with me and cried about being taken through 5 metal gates and locked in a property where she thought she'd never escape, and being raped, being threatened at gunpoint by one of her abusers in the car. And then I get told, sorry, love, we've changed our mind. So I couldn't make sense of that. And I went to every rank. I went to the SIO, I went to the head of serious crime, I went to Peter Farr, who was the chief constable, I went to the Home Office, I went to the IOPC. Nobody wanted to hear.
Why? Why didn't they want to hear?
Because it's a difficult case to prosecute. They took the easy option. They built a case around one child who was abused, but we had over 3 dozen children. And whilst I understand that in the CPS are very much to blame in this, GMP have apologised, the CPS still haven't. They still maintain that they did nothing wrong. Well, I believe that they massively did.
100% committed. And, you know, you had so many things going on in your life. Of course, what, you lost your husband, sadly, to cancer. You had your own children.
Yeah.
How was that for your children? Because you were so committed to these children that needed you more, almost.
Yeah, I mean, I love my kids, you know. They're the centre of my life. And this case and this principle took me away from them in a way. But I am so proud of my kids, you know, and... My youngest son is actually travelling now. He's in Mexico at the moment. I've not seen him for about 5 months.
Well, can I read out something that he posted about you yesterday? This is so lovely, girls, prepare. What a thorn in the side of the Greater Manchester Police my mum has been for the past 10+ years. Without her tenacity, this would have been buried under the carpet. Even though there's been a lot of pain and personal sacrifices, I hope that this brings some kind of closure to this particular case. Well done, Mum and team. Proud moment. Oh. How did that make you feel?
I woke up and I saw that, and, you know, he's not one, he doesn't say a lot. Yeah. But, you know, I think my kids have learnt something from this journey. That, you know, things aren't always easy, and we all have choices to make in life, you know, and this choice cost me a lot personally. You know, I ended up, I'd had a family home for 30 years. I had to sell that house. I ended up in a little apartment, living on £500 a month. I got a lodger. I was very ill. I ended up unconscious.
But my God, what would these girls have done without you?
Could you run for Prime Minister? I'd really like to put her forward for the next Prime Minister.
I'm not going back.
You know what? I've upset enough people on this journey.
In the very best of way, Maggie, thank you so much. And if you would like some advice on this, there is help on our website, so please do look.